Yo, how's everyone doing? So Fahad, Petty, Chad, Jay, how you doing? Yeah, long weekend with Friday off the market. David, how you doing? Jay Paul, Zamora, Brady. How's everyone doing? Give it 2 minutes. What's up, Ben? Doss, what's good? Sam, how you doing? Did anyone look or learn anything new this weekend for you know, technical analysis wise? What kind of videos have you guys been watching or reading? AJ, what's going on? Hikari, how you doing? Solomon, time lapse, what's going on? What's up, Carlitos? Catherine. C Bless is in the building. Wyckoff theory. My YouTube video. Yeah, hopefully that video helped you. It's really simple. Just trying to make it as simple as possible. Ready to trade the plan, exactly. Plan the trade and trade the plan. See what futures are doing. Whoops. Futures are down 0.6%. This is down 0.4. Had a fever. Oof, that's brutal. Some rest. But looking at ES, Mastering the Trade is a good book. Right, we had this triple bottom here. We just broke the support on futures. So, right, this can totally change in the morning, but it's just something to note. You know, maybe lean towards, you know, the downside this week. Please go over the following lens. I did cover that in my last video. Like, I covered that exactly, Samuel. I'm not looking for anything exactly. I'm looking for a break through that zone. My entry point. All right, I'm looking for, let me pull it up. All right, this falling wedge here. Entry point is at the top candle, right? This triangle here. Right, same thing with every other pattern. All the same. Everything is very similar and easy to understand. But futures are continuing to make lower and lower highs. Right, we are moving to the downside. This is not a falling wedge anymore, right? This is too extended to be a wedge. So this needs to either reclaim, break out, and create a new wedge, which would be perfect if it looked something like this, right? If we came here, broke out, and then created a like a wedge of some sort here, right? Something like that. Or a falling wedge would be like this. Right, this would be perfect, right? Falling wedge. That's how every single falling wedge should be traded, right? If you get that move to the upside, the flagpole, you get that consolidation, you have your stop loss below the low here, right? You have your entry point above this candle, right, in this zone here. And then you have your target at, the first target is top of the candle, and the next one is the next level above, which would be, in this case, this region right here. Yeah, a lot of times, which is why I like to set my stop loss below, it will come down like this, right? People will enter puts right below this low here, right at this low there, right? People enter puts, right? Market grabs as much liquidity as possible before the next move up, and right, people enter shorts, and shorts get liquidated, and people, you know, go short. People sell their position to the upside, right? So they're just taking everyone's position here, right? They could see where everyone's stop loss is, and you know, then it rips to the upside every single time. So, you know, that's why I like to, you know, use the next level of support as my stop loss, right? So in this case, previous resistance right here acted as a resistance again. So my stop loss would be, you know, right in this region. This is why you have to size smaller than you think. But this is how every single falling wedge plays out, right? You have your stop loss, you have your entry price, and you have your price target. You got to plan those levels. Right, so taking a look at the Dow futures. Hopefully that makes sense what I just covered. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that made sense. So, taking a look at this. Previous resistance acted as a support twice, acted as a support multiple times here. So this needs to hold here. Take a look at the NASDAQ futures. All right, this is dipping a lot here as well. So these low, this triple bottom here, we dipped below just now. So this needs to reclaim, otherwise we're going to test this next level here, which, you know, we might test this low here. This region, around 13,000. If you can, drop a like on the video, appreciate it. And if you haven't already, drop a like on my my video that I dropped on Friday. That'd be awesome if you guys could do that. What questions do you guys got? I like to answer questions. Let's go over, you know, what I'm looking at for this week. All right, so SPY, same thing, basically what we just covered. Continuing to make lower and lower lows. Everything's getting rejected. We closed right above this low. But if we take a look at the fib, right, I took the fib from, let me put the trend line on so you could see. All right, so from this low right here to the high, right, low to high, the 0.5 fib, you know, we bounced right off of it. So if we can hold this 0.5 fib, which is usually where the market likes to reverse and where institutions, banks, and you know, all these trading firms like to buy, is off the 0.5 fib. So also what lines up with the 0.5 fib, right? We have this previous dip by here, we have this dip by here, and this by here, right? It was a previous resistance. So common level across the board. Take a look at the volume profile on the right hand side. You know, this is where most of the trading volume took place. So this region should act as a support, and you know, I'm still pretty bullish if this holds here. If this doesn't hold, then you know, we're probably going to see a move down to this region right around 430. You know, this previous resistance lines up perfectly with that level right there. Right, this dip by here, right? 1, 2, and 3. Appreciate the support. QQQ, same exact thing as SPY, basically, right? Sitting right at the low, closed right above. Same thing, right? If this low doesn't hold, right, we need this low to hold here. If not, we're going to shift down to around this region here. Right, this previous support, this previous resistance, this double triple top right here. So that's where we're at with the SPY and QQQ. IWM looks, I think, the best compared to you know, the two that we just covered. Right, price action is getting pretty tight here. We have a higher and higher low, lower and lower high, and this double bottom here now acted as a resistance twice. So if this bottom trend line can hold and we can get a push through around 201, I think we could see a nice little move up to this region here, right around 208. And VIX, let's take a look at VIX. So we had this support on the daily. Right, we had this level of support, acted multiple times, failed here, retested as a new resistance and pulled back. And then we bounced right off of this region here. Right, so now it kind of looks like it's going to chop sideways, maybe move up a little bit this week, and possibly create a bearish wedge. Right, it would look something like this. And then it breaks down, and retest and move back down, hopefully. Right, something like that. Always how it works. You always see the same patterns over and over again. So let's see what I'm looking at this week. Tesla, of course, Tesla is like my #1 traded ticker. It always has a good setup, right? We bounced once, twice, 3 times, rejected once, acted as a support again, acted as a resistance, right? Acted as a support on this wedge before that move up, and now we acted as a support again multiple times here. So looking for it to hold this region. We can push through 998 or 1000, right? Psychological level 1000. We should get a push to the upside. And if it can break the 1000 level, we should break, or we should reach this top here, which is about 1026. That's the target I would aim for. Below here though, you know, it could get a little tricky, right? We could test this region first, and then below that we'll test this high here. So puts could definitely work below this low here, about 974, 970, 973. Yes, this indicator is the VPVR. I don't know why I have all these up here. Let me get rid of these because I keep getting questions about all these indicators, but I don't use any of them. McDonald's, you know, also one of my favorite setups this week. Very clean setup, right? This previous resistance, we saw a nice trend to the upside. We rejected this here, right? We bounced right off this trend line. We broke it, and now we retested perfectly. Higher and higher lows, lower highs. We're consolidating. Price action's getting tighter. If this moves to the upside, we could see a very, very nice move on McDonald's. You know, looking for a break of this region here. This high, and then this high here. 253.73. If that breaks, we should see 255.48, and then over that we should, you know, potentially push to this high here. And then same thing for the downside, right? If this breaks 248.80, we should test this region right around 245. Shopify, right? Falling wedge, pretty extended. Right, this previous support turned into a new resistance. Now we have, you know, price action that consolidated right into this region. Get some activity in the chat. Ask me a question that you guys have. What did you guys trade last week? What was your best trade last week? What was everyone's best trade last week? And worst trade if you wanna say that. No one's commenting. Come on, guys. Oh wait, my chat wasn't refreshing. Duh. That is funny. My chat wasn't working. Now I see you guys. Worst trade Nvidia, Apple calls, Tesla, all W's last week. Nice. Inside bar. Looks like a lot of people failed on Nvidia. Make sure you guys don't trade in the afternoon. Do not trade in the afternoon. Right, Eastern time, trade from like 9:30 to 11:30, and in the afternoon, Eastern time, you know, around 2 to 4. And remember, you do not have to trade every single day. Right, you do not have to trade every single day. The 2000 challenge account, right, the one that I'm doing, I've only taken one trade so far. I'm up 14 bucks. It's better than being down 14 bucks. So if there's no setup, there's no reason to trade, right? I can double that account easily in a week if there's good setups, but there's no good setups, so I am not going to trade on it. Here's Nvidia. It looks like a great setup here. Right, we bounced once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and now 5 times we're approaching this region, right? So this is a good spot to potentially go long with commons. I wouldn't really play options on this because it could be a slow mover. If this level doesn't hold, it really should hold, right? This previous resistance is now acting as a support. If this doesn't hold, it might get pretty ugly. Push down to like around a little under 200, and then around 187, 188. But this level needs to hold here. Right, we bounced multiple times off of this region here. Take a look at the smaller time frame. All right, so you could definitely trade one of these, right? This looks like a little fake down before the breakup. Just like there's really no pattern here. You know, we definitely could see a nice move to the upside for sure, but it's just not something I like. Simple as that. which is why I don't have it on my watch list this week. Let's take a look at snow. I really like snow. So here's the here's snow, right? Lower and lower highs. We have a nice support at the bottom here, bounced multiple times. We saw a huge rejection at this level on Friday, right at the open, right? Huge drop. Yeah, like Nvidia, I would go, you know, I would take the risk to go long with shares, commons, and have a stop loss below, you know, the low candle here, like right or probably under 200, you know, just to be safe, right? Because if you enter at 212, I'll actually pull out the risk to reward calculator thing here. Right, if you enter at 212, you have your stop right below 200, right, 199. My price target is going to be up here somewhere. The 4.5 to 1 risk to reward, a 27% move with a 6% move to the downside. Right, I'm going to look for a move to this region here. And why did I pick this region? Double bottom, bounced right here, double top, right? Rejected, bounced as a support level. So it's only a matter of time before we approach this region again, right? Take a look at the volume as well. So if this level can break, we should see a push to around 260 to 270. Pretty good risk to reward. To create a watch list, I just go through my tickers that I've previously charted, right? Like I have a main watch list, just a bunch of like the main names that are commonly traded that show up on the flow, right? The unusual options activity platform. And I just, you know, go through the tickers there, right? You can also go on the dashboard here and go on, you know, dark pool. You could check out. Take a look at the large orders. All right, let's say like 2 million. So this was 417 and up. Right, nothing I even recognized. There was a $10 million, two $10 million orders on sale. So now let's take a look at sale. I don't even know what this is. Steel play. So these two trades, 1:54 a.m. and 3:12 a.m. Wow. We're spotted at 64.16. 160,000. Geez, that's a big order. So it's 64.16 they bought in here. Now let's chart that. That can't be right. The stock is $100. What am I missing? I wonder if this is messed up too. FFTI at 21.9. No, that's legit. Interesting. Is there a video on how to do dark flow? Ghost did a review on it, but I am just confused at why this says 64.16. Oh, I looking at the wrong exchange again? Oh my god. Oh, this is the short one. Oh wait, what? Here we go. This happened last stream too. Now I look like an idiot. I don't know why I keep clicking these things up here by accident. Good catch, Chris. But look at that. This is weird. It gapped up huge on what was the news? Interesting. Okay, so 64.16, they bought $20 million worth or sold. All right, that's the thing with dark pool. You don't know which direction they're buying in. So that's where it closed at. But it's right at the highs. Let's keep an eye on this. Now that we covered it on our stream, let's keep an eye on it. I put it to my watch list and I'll keep an eye on it. See what happens here. Maybe there's going to be a big move this week. Twitter. I really like Twitter this week. It's going to be pretty crazy probably due to Elon Musk and the takeover, and him wanting to buy it out. But look at this wedge, right? Perfect wedge breakout and a nice retest. So if this bottom can hold here around 44.55, we should see a push to the upside. Square as well, right? Everything looks pretty similar. Nice wedge, multiple bounces off this bottom here, multiple rejections. This bottom needs to hold here, right? So the same thing, right? Stop loss is going to be below. Entry point right over that high, and the price target is right in this region here. I like this chart a lot. Looks pretty good. I usually don't trade names like this, but chart looks good, guys. I mean, look at this chart. That's like a perfect falling wedge / bull flag. What do you guys think of this? MULN, Mullen Automotive. So 238 to 101 flow wise. Let's take a look at the out of money calls. Just one. 2023 4 call. Interesting. Interesting. What's Zen? Facebook. What do you guys think of Facebook this week? All right, I'm looking at this level here. Previous resistance acted as a support. Now it should hold here. Right, pretty nice falling wedge. I don't know, it's a little extended for my liking. I like the high tight flags. US looks pretty good for possible short. Right, this is a classic bear flag, but right, if this was inverse, right, anyone would take this all day long to the upside. Right, you would take this breakout here. Right, triple bottom, acted as a support again, acted as a resistance. Right, should see a breakout here. That's the inverse though, so possible short here on QS. Same with Uber, right? Previous support acted as a resistance, and now we have a bearish wedge. Right, that's like a perfect falling wedge. Inverse the chart. Take a look at that. Pretty damn good. Sale. This is what I'm watching this week. I think Uber and QS are my favorite for oh no, Square, Twitter, and QS and Uber are my favorite for the challenge account. Take a look at Walmart. So Walmart, right, multiple top, right, 1 rejection, 2 and 3. So, you know, it does have a rising wedge here, right, and it broke below, so it could test again and come back down. But if it does break that 158.26 level, or I didn't do it exactly, 158.29. If it doesn't break that, then you know it's pretty bearish. Target. So target had this nice wedge here. It broke out. Now, where does it go? Let's see. Right, the most common area, right in this region, right? Double bottom right here, acted as a support again, and it should act as a resistance here. $2 up. Head and shoulders. There's not a lot of charts look pretty good. Not something I would trade. Take a look at Etsy. Looks so ugly. Look at this from the top. It's down. Whoops. Down 62% from the high. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was looking at Disney to add to my watch list. Right, we have multiple bottom and this nice level here. But I don't know, something about this price action. So choppy. Needs to get over, you know, this region here. If this bottom can hold here, it's fine. It needs to break either this region or this region. Ask me questions about trading, guys. Doesn't matter what candles you begin your top and bottom lines at for wedges. You know, everyone does it a little bit differently. There's no exact science to that. Like typically I'll do the top of the candle. But like let's say, hold on. Probably find an example here. Like in this example, I use the top, right? You could go like this. Right, you could go like this and draw it through the candle, and use these 2 points as the line of resistance. I know I have another example of that somewhere here. Oh yeah, right here. Right, so QS, I also use the top of the line, right? You could do this. Right, something like that. Everyone does it a little bit differently. You know, I kind of like that. Doesn't really matter. Right, you could draw it like this and take an entry through that high here. Right, so you get in before it even breaks. And then you look for that push to the upside or downside. Roblox. The 40. Yeah, like everything looks very similar. AMD broke a big level last week. Big level. Broke that 99 level. Right? Previous resistance acted as a support. Right? Bounced again, and then it broke last week. Volume profile settings. Here you go. This is also a big earnings week. Huge earnings week. Take a look at C-Blast watch list. So he's watching the GEO. Nice little wedge break. Looking for that push to the upside. It's a REIT. CEI. MET. MetLife. I like that. I like this a lot, actually. Looks pretty good. Into. INTU. Right, clear level of resistance. The double bottom. Zen, which came from the flow, right? We just looked at that before. Right, looks pretty good as well. And then CrowdStrike. I don't play earnings. It's a complete gamble. No chance I play earnings. I like this Geo. All right, overall downtrend, so, but it is putting in a double bottom. I don't look at PLTR ever. It's a blacklist stock for me. Like this, Neo, B-Big, like all those meme names. I never look at these. but looks good for puts. Right, if this bottom here breaks, right, this is a classic bear flag, right? If this was inverse, right, anyone would take this to the upside any day, right? So now this is the regular chart. Anyone should take this to the downside. But I never trade ER. It's complete gamble. Guys, while you're here, we are doing a 3090 Ti giveaway worth about $10,000. Right, lifetime subscription to BullTrades, all the BullTrades merch, a one-on-one session, and a 3090. Right, all you have to do is click this link and enter. All you got to do. If you're a member already, you get plus 30 entries. But make sure you do that. If you get a 3090 and you don't even have a computer, you could sell it for a lot of money. Right? This, if you don't have a computer and you win the 3090, someone will buy it from you instantly. It is very, very valuable. So go to C-Blast's post, or I retweeted it as well, and you know, go through this and do that. mRNA, Moderna. Right, so this is another example of you know, going through the candlestick, right? For this specific example, right, I go right through that because we have 1 rejection, 2, 3, and 4. This actually looks very good. I like this a lot. Take a look at this right here. And this is like a nice little wedge as well. I'm adding this to the watch list. Who suggested that? JD. I'm screenshotting your name. And if this plays out, you, sir, will get a percentage of my gains. Should I start doing that? If you guys suggest a ticker, and if I end up trading it and make some money on it, I'll give you guys a percentage of the profits. How does that sound? That sound like a good idea? It's a win-win for you guys. You have nothing to lose. Should sound like a great idea for you. But give me good setups. That's the incentive here. I get good setups. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. You suggest a good ticker that I like, right? And you guys know what I like. Falling wedges and bull flags. All right, this is a nice flag here, right? Higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. Nice level of support, right? Turned into a new resistance, and a nice little wedge here. Or give you a free month. No, I'd rather give you a percentage of profits. You can use those profits to get a month. you're gonna want the profits. It's gonna be way more than 50 bucks. Oh yeah, I can give you a one-on-one. Would that be better? I mean, you know, it's gonna be way more than 50 to 200 bucks, but I mean, I could do a one-on-one for free. That's for sure. So the thing with Boeing, right? It looks like it has a good setup, but if you take a look at the daily, I mean, look at this chart. An absolute sloth, right? It just moves up and down constantly. Crazy. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame though. Looks pretty good though. Start something on Twitter where we can suggest them. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, teach a man how to fish. I love that quote. I mean, it applies in every single aspect of life, right? You can only have your hand held for so long. But take a look at where we are on Boeing here. Right, previous support, previous support, previous support, previous support, now turning into a resistance. So it needs to break this level. 185.54. I'll set an alert right below it and add it to my watch list. Gold. Let's see what's going on here. Decent, you know, this price action here is pretty choppy, right? Like ideally this would have been, you know, the area to play, but then now it's hindsight. And it pushed up and it tried to push through this previous support, which turned into a new resistance, right? Classic move. Needs to push through that 184 level, 184.93 for me to trade that. I'll set my alert below it. Oh, this is just a treasury note yield, not something I would trade. BPST. BPST kind of gives me like NVIDIA vibes here. Right, bottom, bottom, bottom. AMD, we took a look at already. Right, broke below that 99 level, major level. UAL. I haven't traded airlines in forever. Right here it looked very, very good. Right, it broke perfectly. Like this is a perfect pattern right here. High, tight flag, breakout. Right, at this point, I wouldn't touch this until it breaks this high here. Right, needs to break that high. Chewy. Yeah, I was actually looking at this to add to my watch list. Triple bottom, lower and lower high. I'm gonna set my alert below, add it to my watch list. Costco. If this region can hold here, right, as a new demand area, right, supply, demand, right, potentially could see a bounce here. Snow and QS I have on my watch list already. On my alert above the breakout region. Costco. UPS. Just fell below this region here, right? So this is not something I would trade. Right, I'm a bullish person in general, right? I don't have a sentiment, right? I'm always neutral when I trade, but just like in life, right? I want to see things prosper and go up to the upside, which is why I favor calls more often than puts, but I always just trade the setup. I don't let that affect my trading. But I do tend to, you know, not trade puts. I do here and there. I don't not completely just avoid puts, but I do tend to just continue to look for upside and stick to those patterns and those plays. This is not a falling wedge. What's up, Basic? How you doing? That's a good question. I used to be huge into Elliott wave. Like huge. All my charts and plays would be based off Elliott wave. I don't know. It's just you know, trading based off supply and demand and options flow is just, you know, way easier and less time consuming. That's really it, honestly. Like, that's about it. Yeah, I just, you know, I don't know why I strayed away, but I could still do it very well. But I just, you know, I strayed away. Simple as that. Trading supply and demand and support and resistance is very, very simple. Pretty decent here. Needs to break this high. Oxy. This looks good if this little wedge can break here. It's on alert. All right, if this little wedge breaks, we could see a push up to this region here. 62 plus. Google looks like Nvidia. All right, it looks the same as Nvidia. Same exact thing. Not trading it. Target, we looked at XOM. Not something I trade. It's just a choppy price action to the upside. Awesome. I just look for clear levels of support and resistance. You know, that's it. Right? If this level breaks, right, previous, right, this is a demand zone for this example, right? Demand, then it turned into a supply, right? Resistance. And it turned into a demand, and then turned into demand here, right? Buyer stepped in every single time at this level. So if the buyers don't step in again, right in this region, right, we're gonna fall down. And the next level, people are gonna buy is this multiple top here, right in this region. All my plays are weeklies, Chris. All my plays are weeklies. I only trade weeklies. This is a dividend fund. Definitely not trading a dividend fund with 57,000 volume. David said just signed up. Are the best alerts in options alert? Yep. So all of our posts are in options alerts right here. Regarding how fast you have to jump in, on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, you definitely have time to get in if you give it a few minutes. But when it comes close to zero data expiration contracts, if you don't get in within, you know, a few seconds, the price is going to be different. Absolutely. You know, every single time. We can only type so fast, you know, right? If we take a position and, you know, then we have to go type it in, you know, the price could be up or minus 50%. And if that happens, just, you know, move on to the next one. Simple as that. Right? There's always going to be another play. Always going to be another play. So you don't always have to, you know, follow every single alert. You know, if you don't get in, then use it as a learning lesson. Chart it on your chart. See where we entered and see why we entered there. Let's answer some more questions. What questions you guys got? But make sure, if you are part of BullTrades, click dashboard and use the flow. Right? Try and get a grasp of how to, you know, use this to your advantage. Right? Take a look at the UI as well. We just changed this. So this is now in color, just to make it a little bit easier on the eye. All right, we're going to be making a lot of improvements soon. So stay tuned. Key signals I use to find strength in momentum. First of all, pattern, right? Falling wedge breakout, bull flag breakout with flow. If I see multiple repeat sweeps, there's the strength. All right, let's say, like, look at this, SPY puts 4 in a row that are bullish, multiple in a row. So these people sold these calls. You know, so that's a pretty good sign for this week, unless they were just cashing out. But you know, we should keep an eye. You always should keep an eye on this. This makes it way easier to see now. A sweep is like a market order across you know, different exchanges to get the fastest fill possible. A trade is like right, you set like a limit order. So I always just look for sweeps because they're more aggressive. Right, I am an aggressive weekly intraday trader, right, which is why I have my filter set for a week out, and I look for sweeps. Right, I want to find something that's on the ask or above ask. You know, I want to find aggressive out of the money plays. Alpha male, it's completely up to you. That is completely up to you. Trade it how you like. If I like the bot set, if I like the setup that the bot gives, I'll take it. Regarding strike price, I'm making a video on that, Michael. So stay tuned, because it's a very common question. So I'm going to make a video on how to pick strike price. I always just look for something odd, right? If, like, let's say, like, here, crowd, right? 422, $10 out of the money, right? If this was a little bigger, it would definitely, you know, trigger my eye for sure. Go over 100,000. See what we got here. Try and find something far out of the money. Really nothing. So here's D-Dog, right? D-Dog once, D-Dog twice, and D-Dog 3 times. Right, so 132,000, 129,000, and 113,000. So now let's take a look at the setup. So they bought 422, 135 put, 422, 134 put, and a 135 put. I just said putt like golf. Watching the Masters too much. Let's take a look at it now. That's funny that I just said putt. I didn't even realize. Anyone watch the Masters? All right, so that trader is hoping or knows something, right? They want to see a break of this level here. That's what they're looking for. Pretty interesting. All right, so let's keep that on our eye, actually. You know, just for argument's sake, let's put this on our watch list and see what happens here. I'm going to set my alerts as well. And I'm going to paste these trades into on the chart here. Right, just so I don't lose them. Okay. Didn't miss a minute. Yeah, honestly, I don't really follow golf too much. But I watched the entire Masters this year. NBA playoffs time. What kind of clubs did you get, Brandon? Alpha asks, what is my guess sentiment for SPY Monday Open? If I knew, I would be a billionaire. I don't know. No one knows. Right? If anyone tells you they know what's going to happen on Monday, don't listen to them. No one knows what's going to happen, right? News can come out and the market could open up 2-3%. It could open up down 2-3%. Ray, I do have a 2K account challenge right now, and I forgot to make it a cash account. So I only have 3 day trades per week on it. So, you know, that's even more of a challenge for myself. Right, so I only have 3 day trades per week on that account and $2,000. So I'm going to try and grow it as consistent as possible. Callaway, nice clubs. What was the other flow on here that looked weird? UAL. So the thing about UAL here, right? They bought 1,000 contracts each. That's a planned trade, although it's a, you know, a more aggressive sweep. Take a look at UAL again. They bought 46 calls. They're looking for right around this region here. Yeah, we got some new clubs as well. Gotta hit the range. It's getting nice out now, so for everyone on the East Coast. Let's see what happens here at UAL as well. Let's see what else we got here. This one kind of, you know, interests me. Right, odd name to be coming up on the flow. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can just click the name and the chart will come right up, by the way. So just so you know that. Do I play any games? Like on computer-wise, Andon? If you're talking computer-wise, I play Battlefield here and there. I don't really have time for it to play. Why does VPVR look different on some tickers? Some are flat. It just depends on the volume. Time frame that you're on. Like here it's larger. Right, it really depends on the volume. Right, there's not much really just volume. Right, the more data there is, the more pointy, as you said, is going to be. Awesome, you know, you're buying blue chip stocks since everything is so cheap. Dollar cost averaging for 2 months. That's a great idea. That is always a good idea. It's a dollar cost average. All right, guys. On that note, though, I'm gonna head out. If you have any more questions, you know, you can always DM me and let me know. Make sure to drop a like in the video if you could, and also on my previous video, going over, you know, how I plan a trade and trade the plan. That would be you know, great if you guys could do that. On that note, have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.